another Fast Facts Friday fun one, brought to you by Finance by Peter Ritchie, and you guessed it, I'm Peter Ritchie. So today we're going to talk about the budget. And before you start moaning or groaning, we're not going to talk about the details of the budget, we're just going to talk about how it may affect lending. Now, we all have our own personal situations, and we all should be seeking independent advice from our accountants and our financial planners as to how the changes to the budgets may or may not affect us or you individually. However, just one thing to remember, the budget hasn't been legislated yet. So they've talked about changes, they probably want to introduce those changes, but once it's legislated, then we have to deal with the changes. So how does this affect lending? Well, the only major change will be how negative gearing is treated by lenders. And at the moment, there's a fair bit of confusion in the marketplace. Some of the lenders have drawn a line in the sand and said after May 12th, then any future borrowings for investment properties won't have negative gearing or won't have the benefits of negative gearing. Any previous borrowings, so for properties and purchases purchased before or contracts signed before the 12th of May, then negative gearing can be applied in those situations. So we can't do much about it now, but a lot of the lenders still haven't done anything. Their attitude is that, well, until it's legislated, we're not going to act on proposed changes. So what it may mean for you as a borrower is that even though there may be a lender with a low interest rate, if they don't calculate negative gearing or include negative gearing in your serviceability, you might be able to borrow a lot less with them than with other lenders. And that could be frustrating for you, but it just means then we have to change the boundaries of which lender we use in your situation. It might be we just have to go with one that will actually lend you enough for what you need, rather than one who's got the headline sheet rate. So that's what I do. That's the bit I say, well, who do we need? What do we need, and who can we use to fulfill that need? And then ideally we have multiple lenders who can help. And in that situation, then we come back to perhaps it might just be rate. It still could be time frame or service or any other number of influences on what your final decision is. But that's a starting place. So from a lending point of view, negative gearing being taken away from your borrowing capacity or removed from the borrowing capacity calculators certainly may restrict the amount of money you can borrow moving forward to buy an investment or even refinance an investment property with. If you've got any questions in relation to this, please give me a call or send me an email. Details will be below somewhere. And make sure you tune into Finance by Peter Ritchie. Check out LinkedIn, Facebook or Instagram, or even the website, and get your updates regularly if you don't happen to be watching YouTube. Thanks for now. Enjoy your weekend. Peter Ritchie, Finance by Peter Ritchie.